Hi there, I'm Janine Faith, and that's Pesci, and that's Callie, and we're going to do some yoga. So make sure that you're comfortable in your clothes and that your space is clean and open, and we'll get started. Today we're looking at stability. We'll be focused on the hip joint and the muscles that surround the hip joint. These large stabilizing muscles are what we use in almost all of our daily activities. They also relate to elimination and control issues. As we discussed in our video the last week, we hold a lot of unresolved feelings in this area, so it's good to be strong here. If you find that you're super tight in your hips, it could be a fight or flight response to trauma. But another response to trauma that we don't talk about quite as much is called collapse. In nature, it's when an animal freezes or pretends that they're dead. But in our bodies, what it looks like is a lack of muscle tone, atrophy. It destabilizes the whole system. Today's practice is going to be pretty physical, so make sure that you take it at your own pace, do what you can and have fun with it. But it has a high payoff. You'll get a lot of energy from this practice. You'll also have better posture, better alignment, less pain in the body on a whole, and most importantly, you'll help to heal some of the wounds from the past. Today, we heal the weakened warrior. So let's begin with long, deep breathing. Go ahead and sit cross-legged. We'll start by checking in with silence, creating some inner stillness to work from. Try to keep your spine long as you sit in this early phase. And if you find sitting quietly is difficult, don't get discouraged. It does get easier with practice. Let's take about 3 more full deep breaths. Beautiful. And let's begin our practice now. Lie on your back. Plant your feet on the floor at about hip distance. See what it feels like to have your feet on the floor. Notice how it calms you down. Coming in for some basic stretching, take your right foot, place it on your left thigh, and thread the needle. So draw your hands through and clasp behind the thigh or knee wherever it's comfortable. Adjust and modify these positions as you need to suit your body. We'll do about 3 breaths on this side. And then set your feet back on the floor. And let's do the other side. Plant your left foot on your right thigh. Pull your right knee in and clasp where it's comfortable. 3 more breaths. And release your feet back to the floor. Now we come to happy baby pose. Bring both of your legs up, grab the insides of your feet, and push down on the arches of the feet. Drop the knees towards the outside of the torso and hold here. Maybe rock side to side a few times. You can also grab behind the knees if you need to. 3 more breaths now. Wonderful. And draw your knees in. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and straighten your legs. All the way flat. Roll onto your left side and use your right hand to support your head. Stacking the legs on top of each other, we're going to bend the bottom leg for support. And now I want you to stiffen and straighten your top leg. Really engage the glutes here. I want your hips working as you press through the heel and flex the foot. Raise the foot just a little bit off the ground to where you're getting a good stretch and it's engaging that glute. And then hold now for 3 breaths at a low setting with the leg. And now we go to a mid setting, so raise the leg up a couple more feet. Press through that heel still. Glutes are working here. 3 more breaths, energizing. Good. Stiff like a board here. A couple more feet into the air. Coming to a high setting now. 3 full breaths. Keep pulling your belly. Keep pulling your buttocks. Good. Release and relax the leg down and come onto your other side. So lay on your right side now. Support your head with your hand. Bend the bottom leg for stability. Flex through that left foot now. Check and see if your glutes are working, if your belly is strong. So the leg lifts just a foot or 2 off the ground, a low setting with the leg. Press through that heel for 3 full breaths. Raise the leg up now to a middle setting. Keep strengthening. 3 more breaths. And now all the way up to a high setting. Check and make sure those glutes are engaged. 3 more breaths. Press through your heels. And release. Well done. All right. So we're going to come back into that bent leg position and move into a bridge pose. Your knees will be hip distance apart and your heels will be underneath your knees. Inhale, raise your hips up high. Squeeze your core, squeeze your buttocks, and take your hands to your lower back for support. Setting up in a supported bridge for 3 full breaths, we pull the root lock, engaging rectum, sex organ, and navel points. Squeeze as if you have a block between your knees, and hold now, 3 breaths. Send your right leg into the air if that's possible for you. We're going to do 3 more breaths, still pulling roots. Set that foot down, opposite leg in the air, left leg high, hips high. Squeeze your buttocks and core, 3 more breaths. Good, release that foot down. We're going to hold for just a few moments in supported bridge. Take your attention to your pelvic floor, engage. Working really hard here. And slowly descend 1 vertebrae at a time until your lower back relaxes down. Pull your knees in. Rock them side to side and rest. Lovely. And grab around the back of your legs and roll to rise. Now we come into a forward fold. Stretch out that lower back a bit. Come onto your sits bones. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale. exhale to your toes, ankles, or shins. Long, slow, deep breathing. Now come on up, and we're going to come into a reverse plank. Take your hands and set them underneath your shoulders behind you, with your fingers pointed towards your buttocks. Your toes will point away. And then when you feel ready, inhale and lift your hips up. Squeeze. Again, glutes and core are working. Lift high. If you need to soften your knees here, you can. Strong like a board, drop your head back and pause, pulling root lock for 3 breaths. And slowly descend. Reach for your toes and stretch out your lower back. Come to rise and then swing around so that you're on your belly. We're moving into locust pose now. Your arms will be at your side, palms facing down. Your feet are together behind you. Inhale, strengthen and lift your right leg until your thigh is off the ground. The buttocks will be working. Getting some blood into the sacral region of the spine. Keep squeezing and pulling. 3 full breaths. Release that leg down and take the left side up. Engage and lift. Strong and powerful glutes. 3 breaths. And release down. We're going to take both legs up for a full locust, arms included. Inhale, lift and engage the legs. Lift your upper body now, reach your arms back, open your heart and chest, and squeeze those glutes again, 3 breaths. Slowly come down. Draw your hands underneath your shoulders, feet together behind you. Pull the whole back side of the body, so you want to engage that entire back side from your toes all the way into your lower back. Draw the energy up. Inhale, lift up into Cobra pose. Staying in Sphinx or creating a baby cobra if you need to. Keep pulling the back end so it's strong and engaged. 3 breaths. And if you can bring your feet in and drop your head back for 3 more breaths, go ahead and do so. And slowly come on out. Push your hips back to your heels and set up an extended child's pose. Rest your lower back for a minute. Soften all the way to the floor. Come up onto all fours. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to draw circles with our knees. When you're ready, go ahead and take your left knee and draw a circle, bringing it back and then forward. Do this 5 times. And then go the other way. Go forward and then back 5 more times. Good. Set the knee down when you finish and try the other side. The right knee comes back and forward 5 times. And then forward and back 5 times. Set both knees down, turn your toes under, and come into downward facing dog. Keep your knees soft if you need to. All right, let's begin to move. Set your left foot to center and inhale your right leg into the air. Just go as high as is comfortable for you. Exhale, step through high lunge position. Knee over heel in front. Press through your back heel. Lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Draw your shoulder blades into the back side of your body as you hold. Strengthen your legs, your buttocks, your pelvis. Get strong and grounded and prepare yourself as we're going to come into Warrior One. 3 breaths in high lunge. Good. Drop your back heel down now for stability and come on up to your knee. Take your time getting here. Square yourself into a forward position, and you can stay here with your hands on your thigh if you need to, but if you can, bring your hands into steeple mudra and draw them directly overhead. Your gaze can be at the floor, ahead of you, or all the way up at your hands if you have the ability. Pull your roots and hold for 3 breaths. When you finish, come out slowly and safely. Be very cautious here. And step back to downward facing dog. 3 more breaths. Now center your right foot and inhale your left leg into the air. Exhale, step through high lunge. Pressing through both heels and lifting the heart center. Face forward. Take your 3. Drop your back heel down. Come up to your knee and find your balance. If you're able to do steeple mudra and come into full Warrior One, please go ahead and do so. Eyes wherever it's most comfortable for you. And slowly descend. Step back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And take the first 2 fingers on both hands and grab your big toes. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Pull up on your big toes and draw your chest towards your thighs. Lengthen the back of the legs with every breath. Release your arms to dangle and roll to rise, taking your time so that you don't lose your balance. Coming up slow and safe. Stand however it's comfortable for you and feel your feet. Keep breathing. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to continue on. We're going to use chair pose with a slight variation. Your feet will be hip distance and your arms at your side. Inhale, raise your arms up parallel to the ground, and exhale, sit in a squat. You're like a downhill racer here. Engage the legs and work the glutes. Now we add on a variation and some movement. Inhale, send your right leg out to the side, and exhale, sink back into your squat. Inhale, send your left leg out to the side, stabilize on the one leg, and exhale, sink into your squat. And then continue this. Inhale, tap. Exhale, squat. Inhale, tap. Exhale, squat. Keep going. Inhale, come up, and exhale, relax. Take several breaths now as you stand and meditate. Now we're going to use Warrior 2 with a prana pump. Step your feet wide apart from each other, about 3 to 3.5 feet or so. Turn your right foot to the right wall and keep your left foot facing forward. Draw your arms out from your heart chakra. This is your inhale position. Inhale here. Exhale, draw the knee over the heel. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the leg. And continue. Inhale, come up. Relax your arms down for a moment, and then switch the position of your feet. Right foot forward, left one goes to the left. When you've regained your balance and you think you're ready, extend your arms out from your heart. Inhale in this position. Exhale, bring the knee over the heel on the left side. And then continue this prana pump. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, release the arms. Turn both feet so they're facing forward and heel toe yourself back in. Stand with your hands on your hips, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, a standing meditation. Wonderful. And moving on, we're going to do some squats. We're going to do 26 squats. If you find that 26 is too high of a number, you could do 10 or 15 even. And you can work your way up to 26 eventually. Your feet will be hip distance, what feels right for you and comfortable. Inhale, raise your arms up parallel to the ground. Exhale, sit down into a squat that makes sense for you. Inhale, lift up out of it. Exhale, bring it down. 26 times. Good. Come on up when you finish. Hands on the hips. Standing meditation. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Well done. So start to let your breath settle down as we come to the home stretch of the practice here. We're going to finish the standing portion with tree pose, a very stabilizing asana. Root your left leg to the floor. You can even imagine roots coming out the bottom of your foot. Engage all the muscles. Don't hyperextend the knee. Keep it a little bit soft. Draw that energy up into the pelvis, the glutes, the core, strong line through the body. Turn your right foot at the ankle. Keep the toes down if you're imbalanced, or press above or below the knee with the foot. Bring your hands to your heart and find your breath. Allow your body systems to begin to slow down in tree pose. Coming into a more restful place now. And see if you can bring your arms above your head if you would like. Extend your branches. Keep breathing. And then come out in a controlled fashion. Set both feet on the floor, sort of reset yourself. Checking in with the bottom of the feet. And then we'll set up for the other side. Grounding and rooting the right leg to the floor, strengthening up those muscles, engaging the pelvis, hips, abdominals. So we're nice and strong through the body. Turn the left foot at the ankle, keep the toes down, or again, place them above or below the knee. Hands at your heart, and let everything settle. Arms over the head. That feels good. And then come on out. Set your feet on the floor again and pause. Taking this strength with us, we're going to go ahead and sit cross-legged now, finishing up with some strong pranayama, a breathing technique. Going to drive some life force into the pelvis and hips. Okay, so what we're going to do is flex our spine back and forth in conjunction with breath of fire. Grab your outside ankle, and what you'll do is exhale when the chest is forward and exhale when the chest is back. And as it passes through that midline, an inhale is going to happen without you having to really think about it. So only think of the exhale like this. And also pay attention to your pelvis and the way that it's tilting back and forth. Keep breathing powerfully into this area in this exercise. Grab your ankle, sit tall, and let's begin. Breath of fire from the nose with spinal flexing. Come to the middle, inhale deeply. Pull that root lock. Strong in this lower area here. Squeezing and pulling, consolidating our gains. And then release and relax. Sit quietly now. Completely calm and at peace. Coming into a meditation now. If you can stay for 15 minutes in the silence, that would be ideal. When you finish your meditation, bring your hands to your heart, stimulating gratitude and Anjali Mudra, pressing the thumbs into the sternum. Opening your heart center, extending your love into the world. Thank you so much for practicing today. Namaste.